Welcome back to CritterED TV. I'm Jed Dodds, and this tall drink of water next to me, you know, is Clint Elliott.
Hey guys, welcome to the wetlands of Arizona.
We are on location just outside of Wilcox at the Whitewater Draw, and we are being joined by a special guest, Jeff Meyers from the Arizona Game and Fish. Jeff, thank you for coming out and teaching us about an amazing species. Today we are talking about the Sandhill Cranes. There's a lot of cranes. How many cranes do you think are around here?
Right now, this time of year, probably right around 20,000. The whole Sulphur Valley has about 40,600 this year.
And this is a migratory species, so they're not native here.
Correct.
But they come in from outside during this wintertime. Where are these guys coming from?
So there's two different species that we have here on the draw. The smaller of the two subspecies is coming from the Northern Rockies, Idaho, Montana, places like that, up into Canada. And the larger of the Sandhill Cranes actually flies over the North Pole into Siberia and Alaska as well.
Did you know, of all the world's cranes, the Sandhill Crane has the longest migration route?
Some travel from eastern Siberia to reach their winter roosts in northern Mexico and southern Arizona.
That's absolutely amazing that these guys are migrating all the way from Russia to here in Arizona to the Whitewater Draw. Now let's talk a little bit about Arizona Game and Fish and what Arizona Game and Fish does. I think a lot of people think that the organization just works with hunting, but there's so much more to it than just the hunting. It's also a lot of conservation.
Oh, absolutely. That's kind of the main purpose of Arizona Game and Fish, is to work with wildlife conservation around the state. So the department works to protect more than 800 species in the state of Arizona, and we get no general tax fund dollars. So we're funded largely, part of it is federal money, but we also get money from the sale of hunting license, fishing license, boating, and OHV registrations.
So that brings up another question of how can we help out Arizona Game and Fish? You guys do so much. As a conservationist, as a conservation channel, we want to be able to help out organizations that are protecting our ecosystems. If I don't want to buy a hunting license, is there another way that I can help out?
There's several ways. So you can join programs, again, like mine, that we usually charge a nominal fee to do things like, last week we had a wildlife photography workshop out here on the draw. And we also take people out doing bat netting, bighorn sheep viewing, bison viewing, photo events, birding of various types in different places around the state. But you can also donate to, we have like the water campaign that helps provide water for wildlife in the state. We have wildlife cams that my program manages that are streaming 24/7, including two here on the draw.
Jeff helped build the one here at the draw.
That's right. I was working with Arizona Game and Fish to not only install the webcam that's here, but we had to build solar panels to be able to power that camera. And Jeff, that's on your guys' website 24 hours a day.
It is.
Not only does it have video, but it also has audio, which is really cool. You can actually hear them.
And you know, the sound is half of the pleasure of being out here at the draw and listening to these critters. If you ever doubted the relationship between birds and dinosaurs, listening to these cranes first thing in the morning or over the course of the night will help convince you, because it sounds like a scene out of Jurassic Park.
And that camera is one that is set in a spot where from anywhere, the internet connection around the world, you can be able to watch them. But people travel here from around the world to experience this. Tens of thousands of cranes. It's a pretty remarkable sight, and you get visitors from all over.
That's true. The cams themselves get visitors from more than 32 states and more than 40 countries around the world, and the draw gets people from around the world because of that very reason. One of the big advantages that Arizona has for our Sandhill Crane population, that they winter here for 3-4 months straight, whereas some of the larger flyways like the Mississippi Flyway and the animals that fly through there, they're usually only there for a few weeks before they move on to a different part of that flyway, whereas here they kind of stay put for 3 or 4 months, giving a great opportunity for people to view them.
People that come here and see them, they spend their money in the local area, like Wilcox, hotels, food out, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's an economic value for the area. Let's talk a little bit about Whitewater Draw. Why are these birds coming here, and why are they staying for 3 or 4 months?
It's largely due to weather. So these birds, as we talked about earlier, are from parts further north. So we have good weather, we have water and wetland habitat, we have food for them. And this area is also rich, as we're just talking about, with agriculture. And because of all those ag fields that are out there, it gives them an opportunity to go and feed during the day.
Yeah, and as somebody who moved to Arizona from New England, one thing that an outsider does not understand about Arizona is that it is a huge agricultural center.
Let's talk a little bit about viewing the birds and what's the pattern? What is their kind of daily movement? And if I want to come and see the birds, what's my best time to see them and what sort of behavior would I see?
So the birds basically spend the night on the draw. So anytime from sunrise, you'd see them take off and they head north to all the agricultural fields that are north of the draw itself. And then they start coming back in around 10:30 a.m. And that would be a best time to see them by the thousands coming in. And then they build numbers throughout the day. They basically stay here loafing and feeding for the rest of the day. And then as night falls, they kind of move out into the water like you see them back here. And that gives them a sense of protection from predators because any predator would have to go through the water. Therefore, they would hear them coming and it would give them an opportunity to avoid predation.
So Jeff, not only do we have tens of thousands of cranes here, but there's a lot of other waterfowl that share this area. That really makes it what you were saying is an IBA. What does that mean?
It's an important birding area as designated by Audubon and other groups of biologists. And it's because we have dozens and dozens of species here. Nature brings in the cranes, the ducks, all different kinds of birds that come here. And of course, with them comes some predators too that feed on them, both mammalian and avian. So we get ferruginous hawks, we get Swainson's hawks, red-tailed hawks, great horned owls, barn owls, and all of them come here because of nature.
Abundance of prey.
The abundance of prey, the abundance of water and food, both for the puddle ducks that we see right here, the dabblers, and all the way up to the birds that prey on the birds.
And I think it's worth pointing out again that being an outsider, not from Arizona, I've only been here 8 years, people don't understand how much water is in Arizona, especially groundwater. But here we are, middle of the Sonoran Desert. We have a 600-acre wetland supporting all of this life. It's really amazing. And people also don't know that Arizona, southern Arizona in particular, is one of the big birding areas, not just in the United States, but in the world.
Yeah.
People come here from everywhere to see unique birds, not only migratory, but birds that are here year-round as well.
Did you know that there are 2 species of crane in North America? The whooping and the sandhill.
Whooping cranes are endangered, but the Sandhill Crane is a success story. The Arizona population alone went from just a small handful in the 1960s to tens of thousands today.
A huge thank you to Jeff and Arizona Game and Fish for not only everything they do around the state to protect our awesome animals, but also for coming all the way out here to Whitewater Draw and talking to us a little bit about the Sandhill Cranes. Jeff, I cannot thank you enough.
Thank you for having me on your Critter TV. And I would like to thank you guys because you are reaching out to the public, you're educating the public, and an educated public becomes a passionate public towards wildlife conservation, and that's why we do what we do.
So important.
Well, I couldn't have said it any better, so we'll see you next time here on CritterED TV, where fear becomes wonder and wonder becomes passion. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.